Yes, people, good morning. Welcome back to Hot Kopics, episode 183. We're on, myself and Doyle. How are we, fella?
Sick as a dog, mate. How about you?
Yeah, I've been better, I'll be honest. I think we've both
Sick,
been
lad.
better. And it's not because we lost the weekend.
It might
It's just
be.
bad time.
It might be.
And the title today, it is. Is it time to worry? A bit of a tongue twister, that one. Is it time to worry, Doyle?
What? It's a whole
It's a
conversation.
very deep
isn't it?
question. We'll get into it, right? Don't just spend all your beans now. We'll get into
Exactly, lad.
10 marks. Please discuss your answers. It's that kind of question. Smash that like button, Reds. Make sure you get your comments in. How are you feeling after the weekend? As we know, Arsenal left it late and won last night against Newcastle, which definitely puts the pressure back on Liverpool with the trip to Chelsea to come. But before that, there's a big trip, probably the most intimidating away day in Europe, if you want to call that Europe. Against Galatasaray tomorrow night. We'll be at Box Park, Liverpool for that one. So make sure if you are in the town, if you're in town tomorrow, we're going to be down there watching it. So if you are fancying a little bevy, a bit of food and a bit of the game, then make sure you fly down and catch us there. Let's go chronologically with the weekend. Liverpool kicked off Saturday 3 o'clock, which it's rare that we play that time at the minute.
Especially a game like that. 2 unbeaten sides and they play at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, should have been on telly. That should have been a 5:30 game, I think. But we lost. First loss of the season, boys. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? And do you know what? The feeling of waking up on a Sunday knowing that your team's lost on a Saturday, I haven't had that since we lost to Forest last year, really. Maybe the PSG Champions League exit, but yeah, it's been a while since we felt this way. So what are your coping mechanisms? Let us know because we need them. But at the same time, what did you make of that, if you want to call it a performance?
You just said it, haven't you, lad? That was the worst we've played in my recent memory. I can't remember another time when we played that badly. And I don't even think it was necessarily down to the players. It was. But I think Slot really got his tactics completely and utterly wrong for that game. Should have went with the team that he knows. I think the fact that we didn't have Hugo there really impacted us. In the first half, lad, it genuinely felt like we were playing with 2 less players. It really did. We're deploying Wirtz, £100 million signing as a wide left, which has never, ever been his position. I don't quite understand why he's been put in that position. He does all his best work just in front of the box in the central area on the left, right, where he can make things happen and jinky and shift there and have a shot off. And for whatever reason, we just could not get him into the game. Alexander Isak. I'm not super worried about Isak the same way I am worried about Wirtz. Just because in the moments in the game with Isak, he could have even had a goal at one point. He looks like he's still ready to be quality-wise in the Premier League. Knows where to be, knows where to make the runs. But he does look unfit, in my opinion. He still looks like he could do with a little month of games to get him match fit. But that was probably our worst performance in God knows how long, mate. Can you tell me a time when we played that bad? Like that bad? We lost Crystal Palace and we absolutely deserved to.
Yeah.
It genuinely could have been 4 or 5-0 in the first half.
Yeah, of course.
Alisson is the quite literally only positive to take from that football match, lad, was that Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world. That's it.
Yeah, we knew that already, but he definitely reproved that to certainly us if we didn't know it again.
Incredible goalkeeper.
What are the positives? I mean, Chiesa scores again. That's 2 assists and a goal in the last 2 games.
Telling me that is a positive
for Chiesa. At the minute, it seems like he's the only one, who wants to assist or score for Liverpool. We definitely missed Ekatike as well. Definitely missed him. It would have been a game changer to bring him on, as well as Chiesa, as well as Rio. But yeah, like you said, man, that first half performance, I mean, we just got absolutely stepped to by Crystal Palace.
Can you remember the time we played that bad, lad? I really mean that. I can't remember when we played that poorly. It was awful, Gilly.
Maybe the second half against Palace in the Community Shield.
Nah, we were worse. We were worse on that first half.
Yeah,
like, even I'm
trying to think.
Do you remember the chance where it's almost like one-on-one with Mateta, but Ibu's got it well covered, lad. He's much further ahead of him. And for whatever reason, lad, he just let Mateta pull him down, and it wasn't even an aggressive pull, and let him get through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for us, Ali saved us, and the post saved us at one point against Mateta as well. It's terrifying, That was a scary performance, that, for me.
Yeah,
really
tactically,
upsetting.
I think when you when you come up against the Palace, who have got that kind of fluidity, they've got Wharton and Kamada kind of just spraying balls over the top. Obviously, they didn't really care about having possession. They wanted to just hit us on the break, and they did that. I thought Jeremy was good for them. Mateta is just a nuisance, isn't he? He's no Thierry Henry, which is definitely not an insult to anyone, because no one is Thierry Henry, but he's just a nuisance. He makes himself available in the half spaces. He's strong. He's not the quickest, but he definitely kind of, has the ability to move people out of the way. So as much as Liverpool were so poor, I thought Crystal Palace were brilliant, and they almost read what our game plan was going to be and negated it. So you have to give them credit. But yeah, the first half, I mean, it should have been, let's actually count them. So there was that Munoz shot, which Alisson saved, great save. Jeremy Pino, great save from him again.
Is that the one on the far left? Where it's across the box again.
The one-on-one with Mateta, which 9 times out of 10 he buries. So there's 3 goals.
Mateta hits the post as well.
Mateta hits the post, plus they did score. Should have been 5-0 down. I mean, it's not even funny, but we could have and should have probably been 5-0 down. In the first half, I don't remember us creating anything, really. There was that Konate header.
As a corner, which he should have buried, by the way.
Why is he not? He's had about 3 golden opportunities. And listen, we talk about how poor he's been defensively and the lapse of concentrations, but the other way, like he should be scoring a lot more for Liverpool.
It's frustrating with Konate because he has about 3 good games, really good games, where he picks up his form again, and then he'll have that one stinker, that one game in between them all that you're just like, oh, what's going on, lad? We know you're a fantastic footballer, but are you good at footy? Like, what's going on here?
Has that got anything to do with the rumours of him going to Madrid, do you think?
Well, it's got to play on his mind a little bit, but I've seen all kinds of stuff saying that nothing's going down. Like, if Real Madrid are actually looking at Ibu as a centre-back for them, and I don't understand why, because he's got gaps in his game. He's a fantastic footballer, but there's still moments where you can't rely on him, to be quite honest with you. It made that back line look so shaky. Even when he had the ball, I didn't know if he was going to pick the right pass. And so maybe, yes, his head is somewhere else, but I also think it's a confidence thing. I don't think a single player on that football pitch played well, to be quite honest with you. Virgil maybe played all right, even so. He lost the ball a few times himself. Kirchhead's all right, but still wasn't that great. Not a single footballer on that pitch, not even Ryan and Mache.
Did we even deserve to draw?
No, we didn't deserve anything.
We didn't deserve anything, and we got nothing out of it. So half time we go in 1-0. We're thinking, wow, what a let off that we've had there. We should be well behind. Second half, yeah, of course we grow into the game a little bit more. Soboslai, I still have him as one of the top 3 players for Liverpool this season. There was that cross for Wirtz. Why are you trying to back heel it? Why are you trying to back heel it?
So from the start of the second half, right, we obviously seen that there was problems, and I touched on it before about Wirtz playing as a far wide left, which is just, it's never going to work as that in this position. So we needed the traditional left winger, because that's how Slot likes his wingers. He likes them to touch the touchline constantly. So we brought Gakpo on, and the game did change. We had a little bit more of the ball, and that was nice because we didn't have a single scrap of it in the first half. And we seen that we were starting to find these passages to put the ball into. Dom, as you said, had a wonderful cross. It was a fantastic goal-scoring opportunity that, and you're looking at it, it's like, yes, this is your moment, my brother. You're finally going to get us there. It's going to be an equaliser. It's the 60-something minutes, a great moment to score in the game to change the momentum around. And for whatever reason, he's fluffed it, mate. Like, it was on his preferred foot, on his right foot.
Why is he back heeling it, though?
I don't even know
if he's trying a little flick.
He sort of tried to just guide it in. But what I think he actually should have done was go back towards where it came. Just on the far corner. Just slot it in there. You don't even have to put power on that, mate. You just have to guide it. And he's flapped it. He really has. And it's so disappointing that the man that we've bought for £100 million can't score basically a tap-in that Dom has just given to him. And I don't know if you've seen... Do you see like the FIFA rating things, what they do on the videos when they send them around and he showed them the cards and all that? Dom and Wirtz had a little back and forth, did you see it? And Dom was basically saying, I'm faster and stronger than you, brother. Why are you rated higher? And he is. And you can see that like...
do they rate him, do you reckon?
What he's done in Leverkusen has been great. What he's done at Liverpool has been nothing to rate, to be quite honest with you. How can they rate him based off what they've seen with their eyeballs so far? Maybe in training he does well, but in the Premier League right now, this man is not working for us, unfortunately. I don't think he's being deployed in the right areas where he's effective, and I don't think he's got the physicality that we need him to do. We're basically buying a really fine-tuned, wonderful number 10 and converting him into an 8, and I just don't understand it. You're seeing stats with Florian Wirtz, like most sprints run into the opposition area, most ground covered, all this type of stuff, right? And the reason why you're seeing that is because that's what Slot's asking him to do, but that's never been his strength. It's never going to be that. And then when you're asking him to be on the ball and he's got to find these bursts of power and acceleration after he's just ran so much in a number 8 position, he's not going to have it.
And he said that in an interview as well, didn't he? Wirtz came out and said, like, maybe I'm not fresh when I get the ball because I've been sprinting and running, and that's what I've been asked to do.
All you have to do is look at how Leverkusen deployed Flo, and it was not how we did it, believe me. So I just don't think we're playing to his strengths. I don't think Liverpool have even kicked into gear yet, and I just feel bad for the poor lad, because if he was a 50 million player, all of this noise wouldn't be around him, but it is, and he's 22 and he's expected to perform immediately. But having said that, I expect him to score that chance, lad. Unfortunately, I do. It doesn't matter if you're £100 million, if you're Frimpong, Kirches, it doesn't matter, lads. You should be burying that chance, brother. Darwin Núñez type stuff, that you don't miss them chances, mate.
Yeah, there was that chance. There was again, I think it was Szoboszlai who goes for goal, and Salah kind of flicks it, which looked a bit rubbish.
Why
to be
did
honest.
he do that, lad?
Why? Isak has that chance where he kind of starts out on the left and cuts in.
That's what makes me not worry about him.
Yeah, I think he's still creating, so I'm not too worried about him. But yeah, and I don't. The word worry, right? You know, that's why I think we should almost praise what Liverpool have done so far, because we're still top of the league and we haven't played great at all this season so far. So you actually have to respect the fact that the points are already on the board. We're not chasing anything. We've already got the points in the bag, really. One loss so far this season. Is it time to worry?
We played a very good football team in Crystal Palace there, by the way, guys. We didn't just play
18 unbeaten. And I knew that would be our toughest.
Football
that was
team.
Our toughest game of the season so far.
I said it. We'd done a post on the R and he said how many points you're going to get from this next 6 games. And I said Palace away is one of the most difficult fixes that you can pick up right now on form.
It is,
how they're
but
playing.
They've got 1 win in 17 against us before that game in the Prem.
They've got a new manager, lad, who set them up fantastically well. They
1
beat us
win
in the Community
17.
Shield. You've seen how well they played against us. Glasner is a fantastic manager, mate. They were 18th for possession stats going into the game against Liverpool. They don't really like the football, as you said earlier. And they played right into their hands, letting Liverpool have the ball and fumble about with it and make a missed pass so they could just quickly transition and get onto the wings and cross the ball into the box, mate. The amount of times Kirches and Connor got caught out was ridiculous. That's why they've seen them save some Alisson, is because it goes out to the wing and it's just a low-driven cross across the box, lad, and there's nobody to defend it, and Alisson has just saved us very luckily. But it was drastic. I do think that Slot's got it a little bit wrong, lad. I've got to say Slot is also part of this. And it's bound to happen because it's a new team, right? So he's trying to figure out, trying to put all his new toys in these different areas to see what works and what doesn't. And unfortunately, while you're doing that, it costs you points. And that's what we've seen. Our best performance so far, in my opinion, was the first half of the Everton game. And who was playing then? None of the new signings, lad. Hugo. That was it. Kirches. It's difficult, lad.
Yeah, it is difficult. But I think you've got to understand that this team is almost a brand new setup. You know, I think the issue of Mo Salah, which is now officially his worst start to a season as a Liverpool player in terms of output, goals and assists. Are you worried about him at all?
I think it's all right to put him on the bench every now and then. I don't think that you have to
doesn't seem to want to ever take him off.
It's because he's a moments player. He's one of the players in that game that even when he's playing awfully, he'll find something. He'll pull something out of the bag and score a goal or get an assist. But now you've got to look at what's happening with form. And Hugo and Chiesa are playing better than Mo Salah, unfortunately. They just are. So I think probably going forward in the next game against Galatasaray, I'd probably like to see Chiesa start on that right wing, Hugo in the middle, and Gakpo on the left. That's what I'd probably like to see now. It's not saying that Mo should be on the bench for the rest of the season. You just, when he's out of form, you can drop him. It's okay. I'm sure he'll come back fighting for more, and it might even give him a bit more fire in his belly. But I tell you now, it just looks disjointed. It's worrying for me. He said it's time to worry. I'll be totally honest with you. Arsenal have looked a more convincing team than Liverpool this season. That's what's worrying. I wouldn't worry if Arsenal weren't looking as good as they are. That's the reality of it. We've scraped by in 7 games of football, lad. Not one have we been convincing that we're going to win that game from start to finish for 90 minutes. Can you tell me one?
Do you know what? Even if you go back to the last month of the season as well, I know Arne Slot went on holiday. We were all having a laugh and a joke about all the team being in Dubai and Ibiza before the season even finished. And the quote was like, "This is what being in a title race with Arsenal gets you. You'll get a month off." But really, I'll be honest, man. Let's have a look at the last few games of last season, because maybe since the Spurs game where we won 5-1, have we really, really been like, wow, that is breathtaking from Liverpool? Because, you know, we win the league against Tottenham, right? We win 5-1. We lose 3-1 to Chelsea. We draw 2-2 to Arsenal. We lose to Brighton 3-2. And we draw to Palace on the last game of the season, get a red card. So since April the 27th, the day Liverpool won the Premier League title with a month to spare, we've not been great. And even go back a little bit before that as well. You know, we went out to PSG. We lost to Newcastle in the final. We lost to Fulham away. We scraped at home against West Ham. We scraped that Trent winner, do you remember, against Leicester? So actually, maybe even since, I'm going way back here, but 26th of February, when we beat Newcastle 2-0, when we beat Man City 2-0 away. 23rd of February. I mean, is this a recurring theme that we've seen now? I know this was last season, but I'm looking at this season's games. I mean, I was at pre-season as well. We lost 4-2 to Milan. We lost to Palace. We scraped past Bournemouth, scraped past Newcastle, scraped past Arsenal, scraped past Burnley, scraped past Atletico, scraped past Everton in the end, scraped past Southampton in the Cup, and we've now lost to Palace. So when you actually look back, in terms of a thorough performance, like you say, like you allude to, 27th of April, and we're about to hit October.
It's not convincing. And
so
I guess
with that being said, I think we should worry a little bit. We can't just go along thinking, oh, we've won, there's nothing to worry about, everything's rosy, everything's fine. When you're looking at performances, outstanding performances, where you go, what a performance that is from Liverpool, it's been about 6 months.
you shouldn't rely on the identity of Liverpool, which is to fight until the last second, and you know, we want that in every single game, of course we do, but you can't rely on that every single. You've got to be professional and win games professionally, and we were excellent at doing that to a certain point last season. Like even the first game of the season when we won 2-0 against Ipswich, it was only an easy game that you should be really winning, but when we went out, first half wasn't great, second half come out and managed the game really well, and some people said that it was a bit slower, but it was stable, and that's how we control games. And it just seems like this transition now is going to hurt us.
Do you remember with the early Slot reign, we were saying, 2-0 seems to be like the Arne Slot scoreline.
Yeah,
maybe it was like a 3-1, typical stereotypical scoreline under Jurgen Klopp, where we might concede first but we come back and score 3. What has happened to that kind of control 2-0 victory where we get the clean sheet, might score in the first half, 1 in the second half, and then we just see it out? What's happened to that?
transitioning. It's as simple as that, really. We've bought loads of new players. It's actually funny, right? It almost seems counterintuitive because our strength has actually been built on the players that we've kept over the years without buying players in major positions to come in and take over. And as a result of that, we've been able to develop this core philosophy and understanding of each other as players, or they have as players. And it's played into our strengths, right? We've been able to, last season, our midfield was exceptional. It really was. And for whatever reason, you know, we've lost a bit of creativity in Trent, so we've brought Wirtz in to try and give us that creativity. But we've went away from that solid, wonderfully balanced midfield that won us the Premier League last season. And I think this transition is really going to be difficult for us. I don't even want
to Maka as well.
There's a long season to go. Oh my days, so long. And Arsenal are going to drop points without a shadow of a doubt. But they look like a core group of players that are ready to go. And then you've seen it yesterday with Eze actually put into the mix. He looked great. I think that's the type of way that we need to deploy it. We need to play almost like a 4-2-3-1. Does that make sense? drop Mo Salah back and drop Gakpo back a little bit, because the problems that we're having right now is our fullbacks are bombing forward and creating all this space for people to get into. It's a transitional season and we're finally seeing it now. Yes, the manager's changed from last season, but this is the players now and the system, and I think we're going to suffer a lot as a result. We'll see some nice football from time to time, but we're going to suffer.
See a convincing performance from minute 1 to 90.
I don't think we will.
And you know what? We've all been riding this crest of like, oh, look at us. This is what champions do. We win in the last minute. And look, if that's the only way, then obviously we take it because we have to win this title. We have to retain this title, right? And the signings show us that we're trying to do that with Isak, Ekitike, with Wirtz, etc. But when I'm looking at performances, and I see Arsenal yesterday, first 6 minutes, they've had 3 shots on goal. You know, very lucky to stay in the game, Newcastle, really. They're going at half-time 1-0 up, which, again, on another day, Arsenal get that penalty, and it's definitely not that. So, up until the 84th minute, we were thinking, right, we've got away with another one. Newcastle are going to do us a big favour here. But the performances, man, it is starting to worry me a little bit when I look back at the results from last season into this season. So let us know. We've asked you in the chat. We've just put a poll up. Are you worried about Liverpool's performances right now this season? At the minute, 80% of you say yes, right?
I think that going forward, what we need to do is go back to the core group of players that we know have worked. And even though we've signed these players for hundreds of millions of pounds, you still have to earn your spot in the Liverpool team by playing the Liverpool way.
Can't just be shoehorned in because of your price.
It does not work. We're going to get the best out of these footballers by rotating them. Wirtz has been played 7, 8 games now, and it's not working. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go back to a midfield that does. And you can come on in certain games for half an hour, and that's when you've got to turn it on and prove why you should be starting for Liverpool. I don't really care about price tags, to be quite honest with you. And we're sort of falling into that trap that other teams do when you pay £100 million or something for a player, that you just automatically got to start them. And it makes sense. You should really start a £100 million player because that's the quality that you've brought in, right? And there's no doubt about his technical ability. But right now, it is not working. And so to stop the ship from sinking, we have to put him on the bench and get a midfield that we know is consistent and works in Ryan, Tom, and Maka.
But Maka's not playing.
He's not.
As well.
But I think he's a little bit unfit.
Lethargic.
It's just quite scary to look at our performances right now. Yeah. And this is what the rest of the league has been saying all season, right? They've been telling us, well, you haven't been convincing, you haven't done this. And it's come back to bite us. I really think we massively missed Hugo on Saturday. It was huge. I think you'd only play the players that are playing well. That's it. So Hugo definitely starts, because he's been our best signing so far, without a shadow of doubt. Hit the ground running, being boss, and he made a stupid mistake, and look, it's cost us in the game. What would you do going forward now, lad? That's what I think. I think we need to go back to the core group of players that worked for us and implement the new ones slowly but surely. We have them for 5 or 6 years. They don't have to work immediately. Why is that a thing? We've got them for a long time. They're a long-term project. It doesn't make sense. If it's not working right now, just find a way to stop the ship from sinking. I don't understand it, lad.
Let's get into some chats, what people are saying in here. Good morning, AGT and Dor. Greetings, my young brothers from Trinidad and Tobago. Robert, he's always locked in. Shout out to you, Rob.
Hey, mate.
The big dog. Mate, we lost our game, and then I needed to go get content for a charity match where Kevin Prince Boateng was playing here in Sydney, says Tan. Time to worry? Not at all. Bad results will happen. We're still ahead, and we move on. And that's the, I wouldn't say funny thing, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, we are still top of the league by 2 points. Yes, that could all change if by the time we play Chelsea on Saturday,
Monday, lad.
Arsenal could be top.
Yeah, next Monday.
They're playing at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah. So, again, we're going to have to react to that. Can we actually go to a place that we haven't won in 5 years, by the way?
We haven't won in Stamford Bridge for 5 years. I am not, you know what, I'm quite pessimistic.
Since Thiago's debut, remember?
Yeah, a long time ago. Oh, my 5 days. I'm not, but then... Oh, mate,
Tan then says, not going to lie, we were due this loss, but it does make me very worried. Hope you get a better Doyle. Lovely. Time to worry. Yeah, I've read that one. Dean, shout out to you, man, for the super chat. He says, terrible weekend, but here's the donation for fixing the mic last week. We get chats about this mic every week. I'm blaming Hassan in there because they say it on DR Sports as well. And I'm speaking right into the mic. So what's your excuse?
Thank you very much.
Sausage. I'm just waiting for him to start swearing and hit him back. That's what he does.
His bloody saw.
You're not in a good place, are you?
Lad, it's not like when you blow your nose about 20 million times and your nose
Get
goes,
sore.
yeah, and it's all flaking on. You can't see it on camera. Oh my God, the stuff that just come on the screen.
Of course he says that. Eddie, just blame everyone else. We were dog shit. Slot knew how Palace set up and how they play, and he came up wanting as a coach. But we very rarely lose. Under Arne's stewardship of the team, says Pinball. We played that bad in the EFL final against Newcastle. We did.
Should we have a little bit of copism? Would you like a little bit of
Go
copism?
on.
So last season we also lost around about this time, didn't we, to Nottingham Forest, and then we kicked on and won the league. So let's do that to ourselves to make ourselves ignore the terrible, awful performances that we've seen so far this season.
Willie Cath, shout out to you. The only creativity winger who can create easy, open chances for our attackers and open up Bert's potential is because of the movement of Chiesa is going to create by being in open spaces, which will allow Bert's. Dean says we did not look sharp, but the press was immense from them. High press, and they had energy for days. We looked shocked. Ibu literally played for Palace yesterday, says Liam. Worst performance I've seen in a while from most of the Reds, but fair play to Palace. They wanted it more. Ibu was rubbish on Saturday, says Pinball. Steve says Chiesa definitely deserves a run in the team after his impact so far this season. I agree. Our fans are quick to direct the blame of Konate instead of looking at the shit tactics of Slot, says Lannan.
That's why I mentioned it, because I also agree with you. Slot got it wrong, completely wrong.
Our players can't even head the ball out when it. Do you know what? The set pieces, how bad we are at defending set pieces at the minute is a big thing. Unless Van Dijk heads it away, no one else heads it away.
Well, this is the thing, lad.
And they almost aim to clear Van Dijk. It's a clever tactic. Van Dijk stands right on the penalty spot thinking, right, this is coming to me. I'm a magnet to head this ball away. I'm going to attack it. If you just float it over him a little bit more and they've got someone like a Gahey on the back post, which they did, being marked by Kirkes, then he's going to head it back across. Instant danger. And it's an easy finish for Sarr in the end. But the first ball, Kirkes as well, right, for their second goal, hit that away with your right foot. Why are you twisting your body to get it out for a throw-in where you know they're going to get the towel out, which is actually illegal these days because you saw Calafiori get told off for it yesterday.
Yeah.
Got Lerma taking 30 seconds with the towel, making it nice and dry so he can whip it in. Some reason Gakpo runs out as if we're counter-attacking when it's like, no, bro, the game is literally about to finish. Just head this away and we get the draw. We're still unbeaten this season. Will Hughes wins the flick on. Gahey wins another flick on, and all of a sudden Eddie Nketiah, of all people, ex-Arsenal striker, finishes it, and we lose. But we deserved that.
Yeah, we absolutely.
I'm not saying, for a second we should have gone on and won that game. We didn't.
No.
They should have won the game. They deserve to.
Corners.
And we're not having a go at them. We're just saying our own players. Kirkes, if I see him taking a pass or a clearance with his left foot when it's an easy
just
right
nail it with
your
your
clearance,
right. Yeah.
Again, I'm going to go mad.
Corners and set pieces are massive for us. We have taken over 30 corners this season in the Premier League, and we've scored none of them. We scored one in the Champions League. Yeah, that's not the problem, right? So we need to look at why we're not playing well against set pieces. Our best game against Arsenal for set pieces, it was that game, and I was really made up with how we defended them. But since that, or not since that, before that and after that, I think we've conceded about 6 or 7 set-piece goals, which is ridiculous. We're 7 games in, so you shouldn't be conceding that many of them. Yesterday, set-piece winner from the corner, lad. We just don't know how to defend them. Something that Slot's got to look at again. Tactics. What are we doing wrong in these corners? Because obviously there's ways to get edges in games, and corners are one of them. Arsenal have just won Newcastle with 2 set-pieces, lad. 2 crosses into the box, that easy, with 2 headers on them. We've got big lads in there. We've got Isaac, we've got Hugo, we've got Gakpo. Big fellas that should be getting their heads on this ball. Konate and Virgil. It's really incredibly frustrating how bad we are at set pieces. He's got to work on it, mate. Big
up Richie Byrne, who says, shocking performance at the weekend. Devastated for Leone. Would have loved to have seen him alongside Van Dijk, I agree. Hugo was a huge loss. Dreading tomorrow night. Enjoy your engagement, bud. You'll never walk alone, with a big red love heart and a £20 donation there.
What a legend.
Richie Byrne, what a boy.
Thanks,
you
mate.
so much. I'm trying to get through everyone's chats here. A draw would have been a lucky result if we'd have even got one, says Pinball. Our players can't head the ball out when it comes to defending set pieces apart from Van Dijk, says AW. It's what we literally just said. We agree with you, bro. I'm still saying it's too early, but he's 22-year-old and still learning what the EPL is about, says G Scouser. James Bond says, hold buns and sausage. Big up to you.
I mean, we're still first, like.
Players. We are still first. Luckily. I will say that, luckily.
Yeah.
I don't see Palace losing any time soon. What do you guys think they'll achieve this season, says Jamie? They could win another cup.
I'd like to see them kick on. Like, they've been absolutely phenomenal. They've got Arsenal about 4 games time as well, so if you'd like to take some points off them, that would be bloody great, buddy.
Ekatike, big miss, says Nathan. That's his own fault, though, mate.
It is.
His own fault.
Silly
boy. He'll never do. Trust me, he will never do that again.
I know.
At least for Liverpool.
I mean, I still, like, at least he apologised and he knew it immediately. He was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It's only 20.
Says start Feddy tomorrow night. Where would you start him, though?
Right wing.
Right wing,
yeah.
Where Salah is.
Yeah.
It's a big call to drop Salah, but again, I think Arne Slot has been so ruthless with the likes of Kirkes dragging him off. We've seen, Kwanzaa. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're out of form, but your name's Mo Salah, it's like you're immune to being changed. Like, it's okay to drop him.
I mean, I get it. We understand why.
It is Mo Salah.
He's our best goal scorer probably that we've seen in our lifetime. Like, he's incredible.
Yeah, for sure he is.
But, sometimes you just got to drop a player, one, because it's not working, and one is, so...
SF says, I think I'm done with Wirtz. I know it's early, but I just don't see anything in him. Come on. No, we've got 5 years. This is one of the things, right? So this is why I'm saying I don't understand. I do understand. It's £100 million player, so we've got to play him immediately because the price tag demands it. But in reality, I think we've got 5-6 years with this football player. Why do we instantly need to change the entire team that just won the league to fit one individual? That doesn't make sense to me in any way. So are you saying Gakpo should start every game?
Gakpo should start because he's our left winger without a shadow of a doubt. And if you're going to deploy Wirtz, you deploy him to his strengths. So you play a 4-2-3-1. That's what you play, lads. That's his strength. Otherwise, what's the point in having him? We've never played with a 10. I don't know why we bought him if we're not going to play him to his strengths. I've seen some people have been saying him, and Liverpool fans, I've said this before the start of the season. Like me and P Mac were talking about it. Why did we even buy Wirtz? Because we don't play with a number 10 traditionally. And it was one of them things where we just seen an incredibly creative footballer with buckets of technical ability, and we wanted to put our hand in there to get him, and we got him. And I think everyone was really happy about that. But now implementing him is just not happening. He's not played anywhere near his level.
Hugo is the only one of our signings to play great, says the Fields of Anfield Road. Big C says we got the approach wrong, should have tied them out first, but we went all out attacking. They were happy with a draw. We tried forcing it right from the start. I don't know who you're talking about there. Definitely not us. Slot has not always convinced me. Saw his flaws at the end of the season, says Falarin. Jaden AFC says Arteta is way better. Slot is a scrub. I mean,
good for you, buddy. Arteta has no trophies.
First season, Arteta had been there for 5 years. So
that's fine.
Jaden, you are a sausage, my friend. Arteta hasn't won the league, says OBN Dixie. That's a good point. Arsenal fan in a Kop TV live stream. You absolute weirdo, says Jaden. Says people about Jaden.
No, this is the thing, and like every rival fan loves to go and look at their tiers.
Yeah, of course. Now listen, if we lost, we deserve to be cooked, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Slot needs to calm down with the constant system changes. The players must be well confused with their role in the team, says Tony. Oat Milk Chad. For some reason, Slot went for 4 men midfield and Isak on the left. Messed it up technically. Don't even see us being Galatasaray, says OBN. Thiago Alcantara is now Barcelona's assistant coach. I know. Wish he was still playing for us, to be honest. Dor, you need Vicks and do a Vicks steam.
Yeah, I've been doing that, and I've been having proper steamy baths as well to try and clear it all out, but it's just lingering,
spicy
mate.
Food.
Yeah, spicy food as well. Good show.
Some of that spicy food. You got to feed the cold.
Yeah.
Hi, AGT and Dor. Keep up the great work, guys. You never walk alone. What do you think of Salah taking free kicks? It's a great question. Salah
never.
Not be taking free kicks.
He's bloody.
Listen, I love Mo Salah. We all do. He's the best player we've seen in 20 odd years, right? But brother, you cannot be taking free kicks. Also, have you noticed how like power? He doesn't seem to have like powerful shots.
Mo Salah has never in my lifetime I've never seen him score a free kick. He's okay at penalties. Like, that's not his strength at all. I don't understand why he would ever. Yeah, but I don't understand. You'd rather have Wirtz on it.
I shoot more as well. That pissed me off the other day.
I mean, when he does shoot, Mo Salah gets in the way, lad.
honestly. Giannis says Bradley isn't good enough at the highest level. He reminds me of Elliot, a player we are emotionally invested in, but not good enough to start. For top Premier League teams, Frimpong is marginally better. Daz TV, big up. Just get Gahey done in January, even if you have to pay what we were going to pay on deadline day for him. Sobo is our best right back. I trust him the most, says Daz. Kesa doesn't even start and he's got 2 goals already. Next Premier League game is against Chelsea, who already lost 2 games in a row. This is tough for us, even though we were at home. Surely we're actually away for that game. Surely he does not want to lose another game, and I expect them to be difficult to beat. They have got no centre backs
or no Palmer. Yeah, so that's massive for us.
Massive for us, man. We have to win that. Your manager hired a long throw coach. Work on that, AGT. A lot of people doing up long throws at the minute. Florian burps. Says Trudon. Anekatike will be back. Kalmate, the beginning of the season is already fire. They're just about to start cooking. Gakpo, Isak, Salaverts, Grav, Mac, Dom, Van Dijk, Konate, Robert, Allison for Tuesday. You want to change the best Premier League midfield to fit this 22-year-old kid in? It's mad, says Kaiser.
That's my point. And it's not to disrespect Wirtz. It's not to do that. We have a system that works already. Why should we adapt it to one individual when it's not working for that individual anyway? Does that it's logic?
Yeah. My biggest worry is that we might be the next super team to fall apart. 7 games in and no comfortable win yet, and the team is not flowing. We might become 2022 PSG in the Champions League, says Letharbo. And Eric says, we ain't beating Galatasaray tomorrow. I'll tell you that for free. Do you know what? It's not much positivity going on right here.
This is a culmination of all the poor performances and now a loss. It's not. If we had played really well before this Palace game, similar to what we did last season, and then we lost against Nottingham Forest, then you'd be going into these next fixtures like, it's just a blip. We just had a bad day. Let's carry on. But the performances have just been so poor, mate. They really have. So now you can't really see the hope going forward, can you? What's been shown to us this season that tells us we're going to go on and kick on now and dominate games? It hasn't.
Salah been stinking up the gaff and he never gets brought off, says LFC for life. Robbie is going to be unbearable today, says Jamie.
Yeah, he is. You're going to have to deal with that, lad. Yeah, that's going to be tough. As soon as I finish this stream, I'm out of here, mate. I'm not staying anywhere near these fans, mate.
God. Maka has to be on direct free kicks or Dom. I get so frustrated when Salah gets in line to take them. That was a crucial moment in the Palace game and we wasted it, says Milano. LFC 97. I'd have a bad feeling for the game in Turkey, says AW. Let's see how the lads do tomorrow, and then we can worry or not, says Darren. So, I mean, we're obviously going to do another match preview for the Galatasaray game, but that game, it comes at a time when we could probably do without going to the most intimidating place in Europe. I mean, for the fans alone, like, lads and girls that I know that are at the game, they've had to leave today. You're not allowed phone chargers. You have to stay for 2.5 hours outside after. There's a convoy of coaches, so you can't make your own way there or back. You probably get back to your hotel about 4 a.m.
Oh, mate.
Everything is showing us that this game is going to be absolutely horrible tomorrow night. And
good luck to the fans that are going.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching this that has flown out, guys, please be safe.
It's one of them games that you'd like to go
to,
though.
Be safe.
Galatasaray.
Of course, but
exceptional.
From what I've seen in terms of like the info that the club have been sending out in terms of safety and things, you're not allowed to take phone chargers in, bro.
So you can't bounce them off people's heads and that.
No, but there's a big net behind the away end. You can't do that anyway.
Don't know.
So how are you supposed to keep your phone charged? You have to print your ticket off and all this stuff. They're making it so difficult. I think United went there a couple years last season. Apparently they treated them like absolute pieces of work as well, the away fans. Honestly,
as long as the players can get in there, lads.
I've got a bad feeling about tomorrow. And they've got Victor Osimhen as well, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's a decent little player.
I'm going to get into that a little bit more, but Galatasaray away is the real deal. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. It's a 10 p.m. kickoff their time as well.
Is it? Oh yeah, you told me, yeah. 8 o'clock.
So finish at midnight. You probably get back to your hotel room at 4, half 4.
We need a positive note to end this, lad, because it can't just be negative.
We're Liverpool right now.
We're Liverpool. We've had losses before. We can fight back. It's going to be I can't.
You're struggling to even come up with a positive.
I can't, lad.
Jesus.
Honestly, Hugo SCK's back for the next game. There's a positive for you.
Yeah. I would like to see. I know. Oh, I just want to see us play well again.
You know what I
I
mean?
just want to see us play well again. But if you are in Liverpool tomorrow night, jump on down to Box Park Liverpool. Going to be back in there. It's my first time in Box Park this season. I know Mario's done a couple of shifts in there already. Late wins against Burnley and someone else he was in there for. So look, man, it's a time to show our mentality. It's a time to show that grit. I know. I'm not listening to him. AGT and Dor, do you think Slot is a bit ignorant, lads? He worries me mentally when approaching his physical teams. It seems too off. Always that Isak Verts start really needed Gakpo and Kesa starting. Yeah, well, listen, let's see what team he puts out tomorrow night. We're going to preview that game right now for you, and then that will be out as soon as possible. But it seems very negative right now. You know, at the minute, if you're a Liverpool fan, even though we're still top of the league by 2 points, that should still be said. That's probably the positive that we'll lean on. But by 5:30 on Saturday, Liverpool could be second. So West Ham, new manager bounce.
Hell no.
Right.
West Ham are not beating that.
Right.
Hell no.
Please. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's not at the Emirates, lad.
New manager bounce. Anything to...
At the Emirates, lad?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Anyway, guys, we've tried to be positive, but there isn't much to be positive about at the minute. James Pearce allegedly saying Konate could sign for Madrid. This defeat was down to Slot, lad, says Frank Carlisle as well. Big up Frank Carlisle every time.
Listen, the performances might not be there from Liverpool, but me and Gilly we're always going to be here every single Monday. Whether we win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. You need somebody to speak to after you feel a little bit down with a football game. And it's us. You can speak to us and we'll talk back to you and we'll just be your little comfort. That's what we're here for, really. Do you know what I mean? So, whatever happens this season, we're here for you and you're here for us.
West Ham did beat Arsenal at the Emirates in February.
But if that happens again, but also they lost against Newcastle. Yeah. Anyway, let me end on that positive note. That was really positive what I was saying there. You know what I mean? We're here for you.
I'll tell you what isn't positive, though. I've just looked at the poll that we did. Are you worried about Liverpool's performances? 250 votes. 71% say yes. But anyway, AGT, he's coming back. The form goes through the roof, and we go on a big run now after that loss against Palace. Just like we did, like Doyle mentioned, against Forest last season. We went on a run of, 10 games?
Unstoppability.
What's going on with my collar here? Everything's going wrong. What's going on? Anyway, we'll finish it off there. All right, smash that like button, get your comments in. Keep it going in the chat. How worried are you? Are you worried at all? Should you be worried? Which players are you worried about? Which players are you not worried about? And Slot tactically and defending set pieces, team selection has got to be spot on in the next game and against Chelsea as well. Anyway, see you later, guys. See you on the next one.